Wrong subject. Come with me. Today we're going to be learning about stem changers. You might be wondering, what's a stem changer? Well, simple. That just means when you conjugate it, the stem changes. Let's look at an example. So with stem changers, you're going to have the word, and it's going to tell you what the stem changes to. So here we have you to ue. This is an example of a stem changing verb. Now, first, what we need to do is we need to figure out what's the stem. So go ahead, see if you can figure it out. You should know what the stem is. What's the stem in the verb jugar? All right, so the stem is the word minus the ending. Jugar ends in AR. So the stem is going to be jug. And the ending right here, let's write it to the side, is AR. So we know when we conjugate it, it's going to be an AR ending. But the stem is jug. Now, when we say stem changer, what that means is we look at what our instructions are up here and we do it to the stem. So here we have jug. Let's write that out. So jug is the stem. All right, and we're going to change the U to UE. Jueg. That's our new stem. And so here's what we're going to do with that. You see this red box right here, excluding nosotros? That is where we're going to use this new stem. So let's go ahead and put that in. Yo, jueg, and jueg. Now, this is the new stem that we're going to use for each of these except for nosotros. Nosotros is going to use the old stem before we changed it. That will be jug. So now we're ready to conjugate. And remember, it ends in AR, so we're going to use our AR endings. So yo juego. Tú juegas. Él juega. Nosotros jugamos. Ellos juegan. And that is how you do a stem changer. So remember, first, you figure out what's the stem. That's the word without the ending. You can write the ending off to the side to help you conjugate it later. Once you have the stem, you follow the instructions. U to UE in this case. So we change the U to UE, and we have the new stem. Then we plug that new stem in for yo, tú, él, and ellos. But nosotros, you don't change the stem. You use the old stem. And then you just conjugate it like normal. Because this is an AR ending verb, I did the AR endings. Let's look at some other examples of stem changers. And I think once we do this a few times, you're going to get it pretty easily. So right here, we have pensar, the verb pensar. Now, this is an example of a stem changer. And the reason it's a stem changer is because it says the E changes to IE. So what that means is we're going to find the stem. And here, the stem in pensar, remember the word minus the ending is pens. So let's write that over here. Pens. All right? So this is the old stem. This is the stem in the word pensar. And we're going to change it so that we can conjugate it. So here's what that looks like. E to IE. So we have P, and instead of writing E, we're going to write IE. NS. It's good to write out the stem so that you don't forget any of the other letters, because that's how you spell things wrong. So from pens to piens. Now I already have them spelled out here except for nosotros, where the stem doesn't change. So all we have to do is go in and fill it in with our endings. Now, pensar, this is an AR ending verb, so we're going to use AR endings. Yo pienso, tú piensas, él piensa, nosotros pensamos, ellos piensan. And that's how you do an E to IE stem changer. There are a few examples of those that I might show you later. Alright, next let's look at O to UE. In all of these, the concept is the same. First, you find the stem, then you change it according to what it tells you, and then you just conjugate it like normal. So, poder, poder. The stem of poder is pod, pod. So, let's write that over here so that we have it. Pod, and the ending is ER, so we'll keep that in mind later. So, for poder, it says change the O to UE. So, UE. Puede, puede. And now, here we have the stems written out. Remember, we keep the old stem for nosotros. So, yo puedo. Tú, ER endings. Puedes. Él puede. Nosotros podemos. Ellos pueden. Pretty simple, right? Are you starting to get it? Let's look at one more. And I think once you see this, it's gonna make it really click. So, last one we're gonna look at, we have the verb pedir, pedir. Now you can see the definitions here. I might have skipped some. You can go back and look. But pedir is to ask for. And pedir is a stem changer. And it says up here, E to I. So first, the stem in pedir is ped. All right? So we know that. Let's write that down. Remember, that's what's going to go for nosotros. But everything else will have a different stem once we change it. Okay, the ending here is IR. Very important to notice the ending. So that is ped. We're going to change it now from E to I. Pid. All right, and here we have yo pido, tú IR endings, pides, él pide. And remember, for nosotros, the difference between ER and IR is nosotros endings are imos. With ER, it's amos. But for nosotros and IR, it's going to be imos. And ellos piden. Okay, and that's how you do 3 stem changers. Now, we have a problem here. What if, let's say you have the word preferir, preferir, preferir. And this word is an E to IE stem changer. All right? Now, once you find the stem, which is pretty simple to do, you just ignore the ending. You have 2 E's. Your question is, which E do I change? Now, first you need to find the stem. And then look at the stem. If you have 2 E's, usually it's going to be the one closest to the end. So let's go ahead and change that E closest to the end. So that will be pre, and the E changes to IE. Prefier, prefier. And this is an IR ending, so we can go yo prefiero, yo prefiero, and then keep going with that. But remember, when you have 2 of them and you have to look at the stem, you can't look at the ending too. So you have to get the stem first, then if you have 2, I would go with the one closest to the end. And that's the one you change. That's how you do stem changers. So now that you know that, you guys are a step closer to being able to conjugate any verb in present tense. So not there yet. There's a little bit more, but good job. And hey, there might be some extra credit in this video, so if you're gonna take a test, you should maybe go back and watch it again. So see you later.